Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P4 Thinking Right out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning. And I'm back in the book. I got a nice little lesson for you. We're gonna finish up on the Shetaut definition and understanding is the secret about the divine self. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. Excuse me. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? Well, when I'm through, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock, here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my Yah, be true. We talk about Shetaut Netta. I'm explaining it to you using the hieroglyphs, aka measure letters. Okay, explain it as we go. Good information, good lesson. Let's go. I just ended up with the last time with the mystical metaphysical level, which is the third degree in religious studies. All religions are actually pointed toward the same goal. That is to spiritual realization. Know thyself. I tell you, that's the purpose of religion. I understand that. So please. Thus, now, Sheti, SHTI, is the spiritual discipline that we live by following the philosophy of right thinking philosophy, or the program is to promote your spiritual evolution, which was used in ancient Egypt. I told you, I went and got the lessons that taught them to live in harmony for 3,000 years. I didn't go there for the clothes, the gear, or nothing else. Damn that. I got the knowledge. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And now we can begin to discover the teachings of that spiritual program. That's what I mastered. That's what I'm teaching. These all will fall under the broad term Smart Tawi, or better known as Egyptian yoga or right thinking philosophy. All the same thing. All doing the same thing. Okay. So the hieroglyphic text relates to terms that explains the mystery that will provide your insight into the vast philosophy of Kemetic spirituality. These are things that you can learn, study, and manifest, implement it for yourself, and it will work for you. Just like everything religion they teach you about, we did that too. That's what I'm trying to teach to you. And the hieroglyphics outlining the Kemetic mystery system right there. It was a mystery to the outsiders, not to us, are explained below. Now, here we go. Now, I'm going to show you a few hieroglyphics signs. You might not be able to recognize because they're real small, but this is how we used to write. Okay? Trilateral. The hieroglyph, the breakdown, and then the explanation. That's called trilateral. And everything here is pretty much written that way. So I don't want to have to keep showing you every little one, but I'm trying to define them as I go. So I want you to understand it. So pay attention. Hopefully you learn something. I'm not proficient in the measure letter. I just use the ones that I can recognize what I'm doing at the time. Excuse me. Shetaut Netta is the definition. They show you the hieroglyph. I show you all the signs, hieroglyphic. But the word Shetaut Netta, the definition, translation, secrets about the divine self. The divine self, if you didn't know, is thyself. And what creed? Know who? Thyself. So you got to learn the secrets of the divine self. There's things we can teach you. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And the first term is Sheta, S-H-T-A. That means a mystery, something hard to understand, meaning something that's hidden. You had to do some work to find out. But this leads us to the next one, or Sheta, S-H-T-A-U. Something hidden and different to understand. Excuse me, difficult to understand. So you had to be taught. You had to be educated on the mysteries, learn them, so then you can implement them. You can't implement them if you don't understand it and you didn't learn them. So mystery is something hard to get through. So you need help. Hello, teachers, instructors, sages, gurus, saints, pastors, ministers, whatever you want to call them. All right, imams. But this term relates specifically to what? To the mystery teachings. Right there. The teachings of the mystery is what you want to learn, and its secret nature. They kept it to themselves. It is difficult, and for this reason, a guide is needed. A teacher, I just told you that. This thing, the most sophisticated machinery known to man, don't come with instructions, but with instructors, which is man, who learned and mastered the idea of the mind. I tell you, my claim to fame is what? Mastering the mind game. I can think, right? All right. So the point here, we try to show you, thinking was always a prerequisite for knowing God. Dumb, ignorant people don't know God. So it means you need to be guided. You need a teacher, sabai, okay, preceptor, disciple, student. It is derived from the term Shetai, S-H-E-T-A-I, which means also hidden or secret being. Hello, there you go. Now we get into the being, the essence of the being. In other words, God. Okay, the divine essential nature. We knew God a long time ago, and we called him the supreme, the divine, whatever name we called it, we knew what it was. But the divine is also what? Shetai, S-H-T-A-I-U. That means, what's this? Hidden or forms, as well as Sheta Kepri. Kepri, the scarab beetle, the morning sunrise. Everything had a reason and purpose, and it was all symbolism, symbolical. Like with Kepri right here. Okay. Every moon, every new sun starts out with Kepri, what? New life. Every day. Okay. This is all symbolical, and if you understand the symbology behind it, learn the lesson, oh, it's good information that you can actually use. Sheta Kepri is what? That means hidden, creator of forms. The scarab beetle lay eggs in the dung. When the scarab beetle comes out of the dung, they're full grown, ready to go. Okay, so that's called new life for them. That's what they use the scarab back. And just the scarab back, the sutures in our brain is the same thing at the back of the scarab. They knew that too. Okay, I didn't know. They knew a whole lot of stuff that we don't have a clue about. But call him the hidden creator of what? Forms. He bring a new life. That will come into being. Hope you understanding this. Therefore, the divine is also Sheta, S-H-T-A-U, Aket. Oh, here we go, another one. Yeah, Aket is the essence behind the hidden properties which sustain matter, energy. The divine self is not only hidden in the present and the future forms, but also Sheta Ba. Here we go again. Ba Netta. Excuse me. Ba Netta means the divinity of the hidden souls. Here we go. The spirit that's in us. And that means that the divine manifests as the soul in human beings. That says a mouthful right there. If that don't tell you who the divine is, what he is, then you ain't paying attention. And here goes some more. Watch this. Divine, the Sheta Ba Netta. That's the divine hidden in soul in the human beings. Just as the land of Kemet Egypt, we know it as now, is Shetaut. Shetaut, meaning land covered by the Nile flood. And when it emerges resurrected with a vibrant new life, so too the Sheti, that's a person hidden, covered in the coffin, aka the mummy, and the mummy resurrects what? Into new life. They knew that the physical death to life wasn't the end of life. They knew that. The aspirin, which is you, me and you may wear a what they call the Shita Habash. Okay, better known as the Shroud of Haru. Sound familiar? Yeah, I got a shroud in Christ, don't you? That's where this comes from. We had it first. Okay, nothing new under y'all religion. Trust me. The shroud of what? Covering the garment is the best such garment is Shitat Haru, which is the shroud or covering garment of Haru, the body. That is taken into protection as well as identify what? Identity of the divine self. Haru, spirit that's in me and you, is the king, what? Incarnated in the flesh. That's why I always say when I hear Haru, that's our spirit. That's the spirit that's in us. And that's why I always say that. They tell you right there. The aspirate, where you at? So Haru is the king incarnated, and as such, he is the Shetat Aset. Oh, we got another one. Remember, Shetat means secret, hidden. And everything that's hidden, we bring revealing it to you by giving the name. Shetat Aset. That's the divinity of the hidden abode. She represents the throne. Her headset is the throne. Actually, that the king sit on her. The woman, the queen, makes the king. The king can't make himself. Okay? Women first. That's what they're showing you. Women first. Simple as that. Okay? We sit on them. Thus, these mysteries are contained in what? The Shetet, meaning the writings that relates to the hidden teachings. They wrote, document everything so that they can teach it, pass it on. Knowledge to be passed on, pay it forward, so to speak. And those writings are referred to as, you ready? Yeah, Medu. Where's that thing at? Right there. You see the Medu is like a pen, the stylus. I want to show you that because they're going to define it right there. That's what the Medu means to stand on, means your word. Okay, my word is my bond. That's where they got that from. You bond yourself with actions by your words that you perceive. Okay, that you say. You back up what you say. If what they say don't match what they do, don't trust them. Okay, that's the difference. And you doing Medunetta, it means divine speech. And this is where y'all Bible thumpers think God wrote the Bible. These are the word of God's and Jesus. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Moving on. So I ain't gonna. No, it ain't. Simple. But I don't care what you thought. I don't care what they told you. I'm telling you, no, it ain't. This is where you got it from. The Medunetta, the hieroglyphic, divine speech, the writings of the God, who? Tahuti? Your mind. That's God's mind. He represents God's mind. So he's the messenger from God. Greeks call him Hermes. Romans call him Mercury. It's all God's minds. Not God personally, just the God, the mind of God conceptually. And we call him Tahuti. That's the brain. Also, it refers to any hieroglyphic text or the inscriptions. We call it Medunetta. The Greeks have them hieroglyphic. Now they call them pictograms. Y'all use the same thing on the cash registers to this day. All right? They're going backwards. The term Medu, netter, makes use of what they call a special hieroglyph. I'll show you that little pen like the stylus. Okay? They had a stylus way back then. We now use it to poke the computer, touch tone and all that. They been had that. That was used to express themselves. Use words. Watch this. Which means Medu. The stylus means Medu or staff. Some say walking stick. Okay? Stick of speech. God's words come through. God is the word. Okay? First there was God, the word. The word is God. This means that the speech is the support from the divine. Thus, the hieroglyphic writing is what they call a prop, which sustains the divine word in time and space. That is, the divine writings will contain the wisdom teachings which sustains the divine, which enlightens us about and to the divine. I'm trying to get you to God. They've been trying to get man to be God-like through knowledge and understanding and practicing what you learn. And that's the way. And Christ told you, I am the only way. He's right about that. Ain't but one way. Okay, moving on. And when you're doing this, the prop for the divine words, Shetaut Netta. Okay, again, the hidden mastery. Then if Medu Netta is mastered, then you will become Makaru. That's for speaking from the heart. Truth, thought. You're true with your thoughts, your thinking, and your word and your deeds. That is what we call purifying one's body and your soul. This term uses the glyph like a rudder. Yeah. Right there, like rowing a boat, like an oar. Okay, karu, that's what that means. That means to push, to propel. Okay, propel, rudder or voice, meaning that personification, purification occurs when the righteous and virtuous movement of the word, when it's used to promote virtue, order, peace, harmony, and truth. Sound like my yacht. So Medu is the potential word for Ma Karu. Okay? And is the perfected word. Therefore, the hieroglyphic text becomes what they call Heka. Heka is words of power. When Ptah was creating, whatever he uttered out, that's what it was. So that's called words of power. In the ancient Egyptian words of power, when the word is Hesi, Hesi, is chanted. The hymns singing in church, that's what that comes from. Okay? And they also got a Shema. Shmai, that means sung or thereby one performs what we call dua. Okay, Masonic call it sign of astonishment. But this is dua, or we call worship to the divine. So when you go before God, come in peace. Same thing. Dua showing worship to God. That's the sign that they use. In the Masonic order, we call it something else. And they use it to define it for a different purpose. I get the sun gleaming at 12 noon, at high noon, with that white limestone. Only way you can look at that damn thing is close your eyes and look at it from the side. So it made sense. Now I just know better about where it comes from. Remember, I'm an origin man. I like to get the origin of things. But the word, once the word is perfected through what? Shidi, my favorite. What's that? Which means to study profoundly. That's what I do in my spare time. Study. We just study. Study. That's what I do. Shidi. Profoundly. To what? To penetrate and understand the hidden mysteries. Shidi is a matter of sheed. Shedd, meaning digging, excavating, getting to the depths, getting involved, doing my due diligence to the teachings that I'm learning, and get the heart and the unconscious mind to work as one. Heart, mind, coherence. Ding, ding, ding. I'm off the races now. I can't stop it. This is my stuff from 10 years ago when I learned this stuff. I was bringing it to light. Consciousness wasn't the word that they were using. That's my word, conscious. That means to be woke, to know. They wasn't using it then. Now it's becoming a wholesale word. I feel like Little Richard, my man. I started that. Yeah, it's okay. Just concepts. But it is she, which is now, when you excavate and you dig in and get the depths of the truth, your heart connects with the unconscious mind. Okay? Now it is a sheet. Shedd. That means what? The suckling process whereby you as the child or the aspirant, right thinker, you receive your nourishment, your knowledge and understanding from what? The teacher, aka your mother, the disciple, and so the sage, and so, her being the teacher of what? You being a student, because now, that was with the hiccups nonsense, Now you become like who? Aset. Remember, she wanted to know the word from Ra. She put her due diligence in, and you become Aset and Haru, respectively. Once you get the word, you learn the word. Now you can live it as Haru. Respectively, you have wisdom of Aset being imparted to you and the qualified aspirant who's learning. You only get that information if you study profoundly. You get the understanding by putting the work in. That's what I do for you. Thus, now this process of Shedu, Shedu, it means to what? Educate, to train, to rear a child occurs. You're teaching, you're giving them information that they can live with that's going to help them survive. That's what my man gave me, the ability to think, to survive. So this path to Shetaut, S-H-T-A, back to that again, that's the path to the secret hidden divinity, is Shidi, meaning one who studies, and Shidi involves the spiritual disciplines and that of Smatawi, aka right thing philosophy or yoga. After having dispelled, eradicated one's ignorance, the ego self, put him to rest, one now develops what they call Sa, S-A-A, that means insight and understanding. These are the things that's helping you become your best self. These are things that will get you into God-like consciousness, to know thyself. I'm taking it home right now. I'm bringing it home. When one attains right thinking philosophy, he or she is established. That means men. It means you're established in what? Higher knowledge. Reek is called Reek. That means knowledge. Then one is said to have opened that divine eye. Yeah. It is called Arit, A-R-I-T. And when it's risen and it's rising, the serpent power is called Arat. That means it's active. It's going. And when this occurs, you have coursed. The serpent courses up through your, and it perches itself on the jed. The body of Asar was taken out of the tree, and his backbone was called the jed pillow. Where we at now here? Somewhere here. Where we at, Jed? Jed, where you at, Jed? Okay, we at, where the hell you at? Okay, right here. There, okay. Right there. See that right there? That's called the jed pillow. This is the eye, okay? This is the jed pillow. This is the Iraq serpent going up the spine. And this is the idea, concept of men established in your knowledge and understanding. And this is the bird, my boy. Yeah, the Aku. Aku is, remember, everything they did was around the bird, ascension. And let me break it down for you a little more. I just showed you the jed pillow. Jedi. Now familiar, Jedi warrior. Warrior for what? Righteousness, truth, and light. They fought for God. Same concept. I love it. All right. But the jed pillow, which is the subtle spine of Asar. But this entire process, symbolically, is meant to lead you to attaining Aku. That's the level of illumination, A-K-H-U. It means to illuminate oneself with what? Knowledge of self. Reek, it says here, I read it to you before my last lesson. Reek, I am Ebai. Know I in heart mind, or I know what is in my heart. In essence, I know thyself. Why? That's where God is. Taking it home. I know thyself, and self-knowledge trumps all knowledge. Why? Because it leads one to Nihas, aka resurrection, or more commonly known as spiritual enlightenment. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I like doing this. Hope you got the understanding. Hope I broke it down enough so you can get understanding. If not, put your due diligence in or ask questions. I'll answer anything you got that you don't understand. But I appreciate you tuning in. I got to go right now. Time to hit the gym. And right thinkers, in closing, may you all there to be 100, me, 100 miles a day. So I know none of my right thinkers who now understand Shetaut have passed away.